Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, you're probably just as shocked as I am on a tad bit of a bigger scale when it comes to the interesting information that come out of the Detroit Auto Show revolving around Ferrari. There's been a lot of rumors over the past several months that Ferrari was working on a sports utility vehicle or a crossover, which is kind of sacrilegious if you really think about the stuff that comes from Maranello. But even though Ferrari didn't have a massive presence at the Detroit Auto Show, Sergio Marchionne was there loud and proud talking a lot about the Prancing Horse brand. Not only talking about the confirmation that the SUV or the crossover could be on its way very, very soon, but also the possibility of taking on Tesla and the brand new Roadster with an all-EV supercar that's in the works as well. So, again, we're going to have to wait and see on this front. This is Sergio Marchionne. He loves to talk very, very openly with the press. So, whether a lot of this stuff is really in the works or they're just some discussions, we'll have to wait and see on those fronts. Next up on the list, couple offerings from Ford showing off at the Detroit Auto Show. One of them being their brand new hot rod sport utility crossover. Yes, now that sport utilities and crossovers are the real mainstream vehicles in the U.S. market, you're going to see an awful lot more performance versions of these machines coming down the pike. This particular machine actually debuted a couple of days before the Detroit Auto Show. This being Ford's Edge, now getting an ST option. And the ST folks have worked their magic all over this machine, including new braking packages, suspension options, along with a lot of ST badges and a lot of exclusive goodness if you want an ST version of this machine. And the heart of the beast gets a big upgrade as well from a 2.7 liter twin turbocharged EcoBoost V6 making 335 horsepower, 380 pounds-feet of torque. That is shifted through an 8-speed automatic gearbox. The vehicle is all-wheel drive. Obviously, wheel and tire package is quite a bit different. This is a very sporty sport utility vehicle, so we'll know a whole lot more about pricing and availability, hopefully, over the next several months. Another machine showed off on the Ford stage with much fanfare is the brand new Bullitt Mustang. The last time we had a Bullitt Mustang was in the mid-2000s, but this is a little bit more special because the year of 2018 is the 50th anniversary of the movie Bullitt starring Steve McQueen. Ford actually took out all the stops, actually bringing in the original Bullitt Mustang from the film. There were two of those automobiles that were actually used in the filming, one being the star car, the other one actually being found in Baja, Mexico over the past several months. You probably heard about it. We talk about it on this particular program. It was a pretty huge find indeed. But the original version's been kind of tucked away, kind of out of sight. It hadn't even been seen the light of day for quite some time. And the sheer fact that not only Ford bringing in the new Mustang, but brought Molly McQueen, Steve McQueen's granddaughter. Molly actually never got to meet her famous grandfather. She's an actor herself, and she was one of the few people that have actually sat behind the wheel of that original Bullitt Mustang. In fact, the owner claiming she's only the 8th person to actually sit behind the wheel of that particular machine. Including in that 8 people was the current owner's mother, who actually used the car on a daily basis, was her daily driver back and forth when she was a school teacher for 6 or 7 years, which is a pretty neat feat. Back to the Bullitt Mustang that is the new one. Now you get a lot of goodness with this because they've done a lot of revisions over the standard GT, including the 5-liter normally aspirated V8 gets a bump up in horsepower. The Coyote V8 making now 475 horsepower, 420 pounds-feet of torque. That is shifted exclusively through a manual gearbox. The vehicle is completely stripped of the bulk of its GT badges. The only thing that you'll ever find badge-wise is on the fuel filler neck. That actually gets some badging for the new Bullitt series. Now, they're only going to make about 300 of these, so it's going to be pretty doggone rare in conjunction with the 50th anniversary of the Bullitt film. You can get them in 2 different colors, one of them being black, but, you know, really, if you don't get it in Highland green, you're making a huge mistake and you're missing the point of the whole Bullitt Mustang. Vehicle number 001 in the VIN tag actually went across the block at Barrett Jackson Scottsdale auction for a sale price of $300,000. All of that money going to the Boys Republic. It's actual help group to help at-risk folks, young boys, to make something of their lives. This is something of an organization close to Steve McQueen's heart, because Steve McQueen actually was a graduate of this particular facility. So a pretty good deal as far as that's concerned as well. Now, no official pricing or availability have been made as of yet, along with some of the performance numbers, so we'll definitely keep you in tune on what the new Bullitt Mustang will do. Another couple of hot hatches that showed off at the old Detroit Auto Show, at least one maybe not. One being the folks over at Hyundai showing off the brand new Veloster, but we're a lot more excited about the brand new in-performance version of the Hyundai Veloster. No fanfare and no early warning about this machine. Knew a Veloster was coming to the Detroit Auto Show, but didn't know the in version was coming. This particular machine gets a lot of in-goodness as their brand new performance brand is flexing its muscle with their new machines. The Veloster In comes with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, making 271 horsepower, 260 pounds-feet of torque. That is shifted through a 6-speed manual gearbox with a limited slip differential in the front of the machine. That is standard equipment. Apparently there is an auto that's coming down the pike, maybe a DCT. We'll keep you in tune as far as that's concerned. The vehicle's got all the performance goodies that you were hoping in a modern-day performance machine, including adaptive dampers, launch control, and rev matching for that manual transmission. No performance numbers were released on this vehicle as of yet, and no pricing or availability have been released as of yet as well. One interesting thing that came down from the folks over at Hyundai, they say even though this vehicle was extensively tested at the Nürburgring Nordschleife Loop, they are not even remotely interested in making a lap time with it, which I found kind of interesting. It may not be able to handle the competition from some of the others, quite possibly, but we'll have to wait and see on that front. Another hot hatch debuted over the past several days comes from the folks over at Renault Sport, celebrating the 2018 FIA Formula One season that'll be kicking off in just a couple of months. This is the brand new Renault Sport Clio RS18 to fanfare for their brand new Formula One car they'll be launching over the next several days. This particular machine comes with a 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder making 220 horsepower, 280 pounds-feet of torque. That is shifted exclusively through a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission. 0 to 60 comes in just 6.6 seconds with a top speed of 146 miles an hour. This is a limited edition machine. They're only going to build a handful of these things, but we haven't released pricing or availability, or at least heard of pricing or availability, at least as of yet. But we'll definitely keep you in tune once we hear that information. And last up on the list, if you're hungry for a Hot Wheels, yes, the full-size Hot Wheels, a brand new Chevrolet Hot Wheels Camaro will be making its debut February 1st. And actually, its debut date will also be the date that you can head on down to your General Motors dealership and pick you up a brand new Hot Wheels, that being the full-size version. This vehicle able to be bought in both the V6 and the V8 options as well, that being the RS and the SS versions. And we'll definitely keep you in tune once we hear more about the brand new Hot Wheels Camaro that'll be debuting just a handful of days. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. In fact, if you jump over there right now, you can check out the video of young Molly McQueen and the brand new Bullitt Mustang pounding around a parking garage, I guess you should say, with a couple of baddies after him, marking back the old Bullitt film in a black Charger. That's a pretty good film to actually take a peek at. Also, you can check out some of the goodness I saw at the Mecum Auction, Kissimmee, Florida. In fact, a couple of videos that I went live with, along with a couple of the cars that we talked about, at least so far. So we'll have a whole lot more coming from that very soon. Don't forget to actually subscribe to the channel here on the old YouTubes, and you'll be the first person on the block to get to see the brand new episodes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.